got to roll me, call me the tumbling roll me. You got to roll me, you got to roll me, you got to roll me, call me the tumbling roll me. You got to roll me, you got to roll me, call me the tumbling die. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Should we just start this thing? Yeah, let's go. Okay. I hear we're ready. Hi. Sorry for all this noise. I feel like, we could do this acoustic, although it makes it sound nice here with these amplified things, especially when you have an electric guitar. A literary festival. I'm honored to be here. I'm a unabashed book nerd. I'm going to try to play some literary themed songs, certainly some songs that I would like to think I took some time to write, but also some allusions to books and smart people stuff. My name is Caleb Stine. Thanks for having me here. Cheers. I'm sure you're all asking yourself the same question, which is, what is that guitar you're holding? Well, as a songwriter, I've written you a song to answer that question. That guitar sounds like a hit record. That guitar sounds like a hit me on the head and bounce me into bed. That guitar sounds like a hit record. It was hanging on the wall, bounced into my hands, sounded just like an old honky-tonk dance. Beat to hell, but it plays like heaven. A Gretsch Country Club from 1967. Right about then, my wife happened to call. I said, "How do you feel about another guitar?" She said, "Oh, babe, you know what I'll say. I love to hear you sing, I love to hear you play. And that guitar sounds like a hit record. That guitar sounds like a hit me on the head and bounce me into bed. That guitar sounds like a hit record." Oh! Listen, I got her home and I plugged her in. My wife said, "Welcome to the family, Gretchen." She took the guitar and started rocking. Pretty soon we hear some knocking. It was the neighbor, David, from right next door. He said, "What's that sound? I know I heard it before." "Oh, it's that 67 Gretsch that was hanging in the store. I like what I hear, I'd like to hear some more." And that guitar sounds like a hit record. That guitar sounds like a hit me on the head and bounce me into bed. That guitar sounds like a hit record. I can see it now, all bright and bold. A record on the wall, it's shiny and gold. And that guitar sounds like a hit record. That guitar sounds like a hit me on the head and bounce me into bed. That guitar sounds like a hit record. Well, I make my money working my back and my bones. Yes, I make my money working my back and my bones. I think I'll take my money, buddy, and roll on home. I got banjos to build, I got crops I'm a-wanting to grow. I got babies to bounce, I got my sweetheart to dance with, nice and slow. But as long as I'm here, I might as well put on a show. Here come those good times, drinks with limes. Sing along if you please. Just hang your cares on the railing upstairs and get lost in the melodies. We got that old time music, friendly as a soda pop. We got that Piedmont blues with the groove that don't ever stop. We got that hillbilly jazz straight from the mountaintop. Woo! Sound good, Gretchen? Well, you all look lovely. I love to see you smile. I love watching you dance. You all got your own little style. Yeah, the way things are going, I think we're gonna be here a while. Here come those good times, drinks with limes, dancing like you just don't care. If you've been looking for the night to shine your light, well, I can tell you that you're finally there. I like country and western, I like rhythm and blues. I like walking around and getting some mud on my shoes, yeah. I like a lime in my drink, 'cause I feel like I'm on a cruise. Woo! Cheers, y'all. Happy Saturday. Here come those good times, drinks with limes. Sing along if you please. Just hang your cares on the railing upstairs and get lost in the melodies. I like playing guitar, I like singing old songs that I know. I like drinking coffee, listening to the radio, yeah. But as long as I'm here, folks, I might as well put on a show. Yes, as long as I'm here, I might as well put on a show. You can't make anyone happy. You can only show them happiness. You can't make anyone angry if they ain't already in some kind of mess. You can laugh, you can moan, you can wrestle for the throne. You can blame, you can bless, you can fake it more or less, but but you can't make anyone happy. No, you can only show them happiness. Smile and play nice, be a human sacrifice. You can cry and confess, you can always answer yes, but you can't make anyone happy. You can only show them happiness. So please show them happiness. Please show them happiness. Well, as promised, here's a song with some literary references. I mean, I'm so grateful for books. And as Matt just said, you know, analog is the future. I'm not going to say for the entire. Look, I've been fighting the good fight for a long time, and I know you all have too. And we're never going to be the majority of people in the culture. Let's just come to terms with that forever. However, let's just say there's, 5-10% of people that go to farmers markets, read books, think that live music is important. We can grow that percentage to 15-20%. I truly believe it, because I think everyone is fed up, and everyone is thinking the same thing right now. Like, what are we going to do? Just become pod people that live our life through screens? No, we know there's a whole lot else to life. And certainly books, I feel like books have given me the thing that screens pretend to offer, which is connection to other times and spaces. But I think we've just found that, the medium is the message, and look, the interface of screens and computers, it's simply, it's not meant to be dealt with for more than, I'm going to say 15 minutes at a time and a couple times a day. So analog, you can read a book for, I'm sure all of us in here have gotten lost for a book for hours on end, and you end up, your well is full instead of the other way around. I'd say the same thing about music, listening to albums. I feel so grateful to music and books. And this is a song about a kid who grew up in Colorado and knew he wanted to live a life of music and books, and he just went after it. I set out in the world with no keys on my ring. I was young, I was restless, and I was eager to sing. And I hollered out at life just to see what life might bring. It brought me flowers and canyons, highways and companions, and a yearning for everything. But if everybody rambled and everybody roamed, there'd be nobody left who could welcome you back home. So I'm grateful that my journey wasn't always alone. There were houses and families, there were hostels and buddies, oh, and always some couch space I could loan. Okay, alright, was leading us downward. I felt something wasn't right. All his cronies gathered round us. I got ready for a fight. I felt calm, but scared. I felt intense and prepared. But then somehow safe, we spread out and walked into the light. See the rancher on his horse, see the dude up in his Ford. Watch the miles tick away on my old Honda Accord. And I seen more through those windows than Bill Gates will ever afford. I seen bison and eagle, I seen forest so regal, where the picture of life gets poured. Okay, alright. Well, many of my travels have been done reading off some page of a book that I bought back when I was working minimum wage. And those words can take me back to some mythic bygone age, filled with blacksmiths and jailers, old highwaymen and whalers. There's a butcher, a preacher, and a sage. And there's this chemical inside me that will burn until I die. It keeps reaching with its hands for all it's gotta try. And it always leads me onward, man. It never asks me why. It keeps expanding and contracting, always bonding and splitting, and it flows from an endless supply. Okay, alright. It was foggy in the morning, it was raining soft by noon. I sat here in my sweater and I carved you out this tune. I look over at the dog, I know you'll be back soon. And I smile and I blink, I close my eyes and I think, hey, I'll head west again with Daniel Boone. Okay, let me tell you about this one time. It was out in Oklahoma. I was working in the house band at Motel 8, playing all alone. 30-70-28. We played Saturday to Friday, country blues and rock and roll. We even got a record on the radio. Oh, Billy bowled the violin, Chester played the big bass. Paul sang like a preacher man and kicked a pedal on a suitcase. Me, I was just hanging on. I was floating through every song, lifted by the people who were singing right along. We had them dancing on the tables, yet they were laughing like schoolboys. Saturday to Friday, country blues and rock and roll. We even got a record on the radio. T-bone special on Tuesday, so we'd always start a little late. So the waitress would look my way and put an extra steak on the plate. And once the band hit the first groove and we'd all had a little wine, how the people would start to move, two-stepping and conga lines. Have them dancing on the tables, they'd be laughing like schoolboys, kicking off the high heels and swinging from the joist. We're here Saturday to Friday, country blues and rock and roll. We even got a record on the radio. Woo! Look out, Tony Culada's here. The party's lit. Till 1 or 2, then we take it to the parking lot and do a little more picking there too. And Chester'd sing some more Bob Wills, and we dance till dawn's first light. Then we'd laugh and yawn and say, hey y'all, see ya again tonight. We'll have them dancing on the tables, and they'll be laughing like schoolboys, kicking off the high heels and swinging from the joist. We're here Saturday to Friday, country blues and rock and roll. We even got a record on the radio. We're here Saturday to Friday, country blues and rock and roll. Even got a record on the radio. Thanks a lot. Hey, cheers, y'all. It's nice to be here. You know, some days you're just... Some days the bear gets you all day long, and then you get to where you need to be, and you're sipping a beer and playing music. It's great. That last song was on the 2023 album, Outlaw in Your Mind, and thank you. I like to think of it as in the category of like a short story song. I have a lot of songs that are, yeah, it's that, you know, it's a little movie. And also as a songwriter, I have a lot of people come up to me and they'll say, I have a great idea for a song. It is X. And I would say 90% of the times, X, I'll say, that sounds like a great song that you should write. But I am married to a songwriter, and an excellent songwriter at that. And she, after hearing that song, she said, that's such a great song, and I just love the characters, and I feel like you could write a song about each character. And I thought, that's actually a really good idea. And so I've had some inspiration. So I'm slowly, I feel like this is a literary endeavor. I have about 5 songs written in, it's all right now sort of the pre-story of all those different band members. I'll play one for you, but I'm sort of writing a large narrative in the week of this motel bar band. again, this is sort of I've never quite structured an album this way, but there's a love interest, Paul, and the waitress Sal, but of course, like all great love interests, it's thwarted, until the next episode at least. But old Billy is a salty old incredible musician, but he's there with the jokes. And this is the song about Chester and the bass player. Mama and Daddy dancing in the kitchen, Grand Old Opry on the radio. Mama was raised in Oklahoma City, Daddy'd been a logger in Idaho. She had a fella when they first met, but he couldn't two-step strong and slow. Mama and Daddy dancing in the kitchen, Grand Old Opry on the radio. Hey, look, there's true love, as pure as new love, bullet-tested blue love, dancing cheek to cheek. Check out those old friends, silver and gold friends, to have and to hold friends, making floorboards squeak. Mama and Daddy dancing in the kitchen, bread in the oven, soup on the stove. Mary and Elena are singing with Sarah, Leo's playing marbles with Angelo. Chester plunks along on an old guitar, he's learning a song for the talent show. Mama and Daddy dancing in the kitchen, Grand Old Opry on the radio. Okay, Gretchen, we're going to put you down for just a little while now. I don't know how to make this not sound like a humble brag, but I feel like I'm in good company. I'm in a book club with mostly with my wife and her family and just a couple friends, but we are finishing Don Quixote. And this is the humble brag part. This is my third time reading it, and it holds up. I'm reading it in a new translation this time, the Eva Grossman, the one that's most recommended. It's great. Great, truly great art is so multi-layered and so kind of messy that it mirrors a human being. And that's what you want, is something that it just has so many layers to it that every time you come back, you're going to catch something different. And there's going to be contradictions inside of itself. And but if it's great, it's going to be funny. It's going to be tragic. It's going to have insights into the human condition. And frankly, the pairing of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza set up an entire, I think, just kind of like a Western trope of like the scheming, dreaming madman who actually all of society sort of comes around to just being like, that looks fucking awesome. Just rolling around and pretending like you're a knight and everyone just sort of plays along. And then the cynical, world-weary, but also just motivated by the things we're all motivated by, a nice little drink and a meal, Sancho Panza. It's why we read, I think we always want to get something. and I think one thing as a songwriter I'm thinking a lot about right now is like great songs have, not every time, but you need the tension. You know, writers talk about like you need to send your hero up a tree and then stick a bear under the tree and then light the tree on fire. You know, if the song is just sort of like, I went out to get coffee and I tipped extra, thanks. It's, you know, I mean, it's relatable, sure, but not memorable. Here, I'll play, this is Billy's backstory. Well, young Butler Baker was the son of the undertaker, named after a poet. He found a funny way to show it. He didn't talk till the age of 5. Billy never learned to drive, but he sure did learn to blow the violin. His father taught him Latin while they lined the coffins in satin. They discussed the oversoul while they dug a 6-foot hole. Death was the family business, providing flowers and the service. And while the people cried, Billy bowed the violin. Oh, Billy bowed the violin. Everywhere he ever been, when he been up or down in the valley below. And believe me, oh, Billy can bow. Brought a body, just a homeless old nobody. But when his father pulled the sheet back, he had a heart attack. Billy was just 16, but he kept up the routine. And at his father's funeral, he bowed the violin. There was a gypsy down by the creek who could make his fiddle speak. Oh, Billy used to go just to listen to him bow. When he turned 21, somebody told him, son, war started in December, they are about to call your number. So he said goodbye to land, and they sailed off for Japan. And on the transport ship, Billy bowed the violin. Oh, Billy bowed the violin. Everywhere he ever been, when he been up or down in the valley below. Oh, believe me, oh, Billy can bow. I guess he's holding back the tears. When he got home, he rode the rails, learning folk songs and tall tales. Sometime in the 60s, they say he had a family. His wife got the house and kids, and his life really hit the skids. Now his suit's made of polyester, and he lives next door to Chester. He takes a bus to all the gigs. He knows the reels, he knows the jigs. Yes, and he can play you Bach. He can make it talk. He sure did learn to bow the violin. Oh, Billy bowed the violin. Everywhere he ever been, when he been up or down in the valley below. And believe me, oh, Billy can bow. aching bone. Yeah, there you go. There's so yeah, you'll learn all about all these characters and all the drama that happens to them. I'll play another new song. I know you're not supposed to play. Well, look, there's a bunch of CDs and some vinyl over there of some of these songs, but also there's going to be some stuff that you can only hear now in person with me. This is one that is I guess it's the beginning of another long-form project. Diamond-plated diplomats dancing in their ballroom hats lure us to a distant destination. Copy-pasted talking heads writing from their unmade beds distract us in an endless conversation. Bought and sold attention spans locked into 3-year plans, chasing what is new and just released. Meanwhile, I'm on Craigslist ads searching for the fading past. I want the tools that have changed the least. Standing in the trees just out of town, I feel my breathing finally slowing down. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. I wanna know the wisdom in a redwood soul. I wanna go where the mountains taste the autumn rains. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. That good old bedtime story, Plato's famous allegory, where people are enslaved by images projected. The shadows were so skillfully puppeteered into a comedy that the people just sat and stared at what they directed. They were told the effect would be enhanced by total darkness, and so they danced into a cave where they were sealed off for generations. Till one day, some old chap gets bored, steps out of his row, spills his popcorn, rolls open the stone, and steps into the light of all creation. Standing in the trees just out of town, I feel my breathing finally slowing down. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. I wanna know the wisdom in a redwood soul. I wanna go where the mountains taste the autumn rains. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. Riding on an endless highway out beyond the starry skyway, out beyond the alabaster sunsets, cresting into cumulonimbus, catching edges of cloudy mist, cascading into swirling, sparkling comets, falling fast through forest rain, clear and cold through leafy drain, flowing into shady mountain streams, burrowing into the ground, furrowing for that rootsy sound, digging up an ancient ruined drain, standing in the trees just out of town. I feel my breathing finally slowing down. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. I wanna know the wisdom in a redwood soul. I wanna go where the mountains taste the autumn rains. I wanna go where the landscape has least changed. Put this drink like right there, so I don't have to keep taking a sip. If anyone has something they want to hear, you can holler it out. Okay. Do you want to go there that soon? I like your style. Let's just get there. Let's just go there. Look, we live in the best of times and the worst of times. Am I right? I told you I was going to keep this literary now. I figure it's a bunch of smart people here tonight. And look, there's a lot of people out there trying to stir up dissension, get you all hot and bothered. Not old Caleb Stine. I'm here to shine the sunlight. And look, I think I found a little something that can bring us all together. It's something I love. It's something I feel passionate about. It's something I enjoy doing. I'm eating butter. I'm eating cheese. I'm eating anything I please. No need to tell me the calories. I'm eating butter. I'm eating cookies. I'm eating cake. I'm eating those little Vienna sausages. I'm eating steak. I eat those things to take a break from eating butter. Butter is cream taken from a cow. They turn it to a solid and I don't know how. Butter my pecans, put butter on my toast. But butter in my belly is the butter I like most. I'm eating butter, I'm eating jam, I'm eating bacon, bacon from ham. No turkey bacon, no thank you ma'am. I'm eating butter. Yes, I eat gluten, I eat meat. Hell, I'd eat pizza straight off the street. I'm on no diet, so I don't cheat. I'm eating butter. Woo! 'Cause butter is cream taken from a cow. They turn it to a solid and I don't know how. Butter my pecans, put butter on my toast. But butter in my belly is the butter I like most. I'm eating butter, I'm eating cheese, I'm eating anything I please. No need to tell me the calories. Why? I'm eating butter. So fast the biscuits, ma'am, hold the peas. I'm eating butter. Brought to you by the U.S. Dairy Council. Get some butter in your day and it will help your mental health. Now, you know what you've done, ma'am. That is, I've written hundreds of songs, and that is by far my most popular song. So we have peaked early. I will say, I've been chasing, I'm an independent artist, so I am the manager, but management has told me it would be nice to have a follow-up hit. So I'm working on something. I feel like this is a literary crowd. I can play a work in progress. I've only really had a couple people not like that song. One was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at the Charm City Bluegrass Festival. Had a great time. This couple came up. They said, we came up from North Carolina to see Chatham Rabbits, but we just stumbled on you. We loved your set. It was fantastic. One thing, however, we are turkey farmers, and we did not appreciate the turkey bacon comment. But have you had turkey bacon? I mean, let's just call it something else. Just don't put bacon at the end of that sentence. So, I've been working on filling in the gap. I'm eating vegan. I'm eating clean. I'm eating everything that's green. I get my protein from a bean. I'm eating vegan. I'm eating tofu. I'm eating rice. So much tofu, I'll say it twice. It all tastes good with enough spice. I'm eating vegan. All right, let's take a ride down Beverly Hills Boulevard, you know what I'm saying? Living that clean life, baby. Getting a pedicure at 2, baby. Locally sourced, My chakras stretch from here to Sweden. I'm eating vegan. Ma'am. Hey, look, I'm going to play yet another new song. This is going to be at the end of the new album that's going to come out at the end of the year. I got an album, Nickels and Dimes, and I'm calling it Nickels and Dimes because it's kind of a collection of everything that's in my pocket right now. It's got some old songs. Butter will be on this album, which, you'll get to stream Butter for the first time ever. But also, a couple of the songs I've already played will be on there. There's some projects that I'm working on, like the Saturday to Friday characters. That's going to be a longer thing, but I threw a couple of those songs on there, and then I'm writing some instrumentals. I was telling Matt, with a couple of very nice electric guitars have found their way into my life, so I'm writing some instrumentals on electric guitar. But this will be the song that closes out the album. If you came here to party, or if you came here to think, if you came here to laugh, or if you came here to drink, if you stick around to see what I'll do. I guarantee I've got a song just for you. If you came here looking for someone to love, if you're flying through the starlight fountain above, if you just want someone to butter your bread, I got just the tune to get stuck in your head. I got fast songs, slow songs, old rock and roll songs, new ones, blue ones, and funny ones too. I guarantee I've got a song just for you. Well, songs are like friends that help you get by when you're down in the dumps or when you're riding high. Just like each flower's held up by a stem, everyone needs a song just for them. Woo! So if you played for a ticket or you got in for free, this here's my money back guarantee. Just hop on this train and get ready to go. I got a song just for you right here in this show. I got fast songs, slow songs, old rock and roll songs, new ones, blue ones, and funny ones too. I guarantee I've got a song just for you. So if you like Hank Williams, if you like John Prine, if you like the way Townes Van Zandt writes a line, if you ain't like nothing since 2009, well, just give a chance to old Caleb Stine. I got fast songs, slow songs, old rock and roll songs, new ones, blue ones, and funny ones too. I guarantee I've got a song just for you. I got dance songs, romance songs, and let's take a chance songs, glad ones, sad ones, and tender ones too. I guarantee I've got a song just for you. As a matter of fact, I wrote this one for you. All right, here's a song about farming. This farm was my daddy's and his daddy's too. It became my farm in 1992. I've grown corn and I've grown beans, but the debt just kept on growing with the harvesting machines. Seems like every year I got a little leaner, till I decided to grow something greener. I know Granddaddy's rolling in his grave, 'cause the grass above him ain't the kind was legal in his day. But the family farm I knew I had to save, so I'm growing marijuana in the good old USA. No, I do not smoke it. I've never even tried. They say it gets you high, but buddy, you know that ain't my ride. I like it on the ground, on this land that is my own, but I ain't too proud to grow the stuff that gets some people stoned. I know Granddaddy's rolling in his grave, 'cause the grass above him ain't the kind was legal in his day. But the family farm I knew I had to save, so I'm growing marijuana in the good old USA. Woo! This rafer ain't too hard to grow, hell, it's just a weed. After all this extra time, I just lay around and read. I might just take up painting, I'm making so much cash. Soon if I'm not careful, I'll be trying my own stash. I know granddaddy's rolling in his grave, but the grass above him ain't the kind was legal in his day. But the family farm I knew I had to save, so I'm growing marijuana, not saying that I wanna. This ain't Tijuana, it's the good old USA. Well, there was an old man who lived all alone at the top of a mountain where a stump was his throne. Folks from town came up now and then to ask for an herb or a charm for a friend. The old man would wink, he always had time to tell a slow story or make a quick rhyme. He played on his fiddle, gazed at the sky as the haze of the hills met the maze of the mind. Then came a day when a girl in the town was stricken by a fever that shackled her down. Her father brought the old man down to her bed. He took one look and quietly said, I'll need the use of your fastest horse. So they saddled up Joe, he was quickly on course, rode through the field and all through the night as the shooting stars up above made trails of light. Starlight fountain, light up the sky, fire on the mountain, rise in reply. Well, that girl in town began to turn white. Her breath came in rattles, slower and slight. Her father held her hand, and when she let go, they heard the approaching, tumbling hooves of Joe. Starlight fountain, light up the sky, fire on the mountain, rise in reply. Burst in with a plant on his hips. He crumbled the leaves onto the girl's lips. Hardly seemed real how quickly she turned from lifeless wax to a candle that burned. The girl sat up and the people all wept. She asked for some water, then she peacefully slept. Her father embraced that tired old man to properly thank you. I don't know how I can. The old man just winked as he turned to go. Just double the oats for that good old mare Joe. Starlight fountain, light up the sky, fire on the mountain, rise in reply. Starlight fountain, light up the sky, fire on the mountain, rise in reply. Well, every time I try to walk back to that table, it's like a 3-minute operation. So I think, thank you. I think we found a time-saving device for everyone. What a pleasure to be here in a bookstore, playing songs, drinking beer. Yeah, it's gonna get. We're gonna go to the rock and roll place and never come back at a certain point. But while you're still listening, somewhat, I'll play. Here's another. We just had my wife and I just had a baby boy, so we've got a 3-week-old. Thanks. He is just a cutie. And his 1.5-year-old sister is great and loves him, and it's just, what a wonder. But I wrote this song around the time she was born. You'll never know what it took to get you here. Someday you'll see the photographs. We'll tell you all the winding paths, my dear. But you'll never know what it took to get you here. You'll never know how much that I love you. Try to tell you every day. You'll feel it in the words I say. You'll know that I am fair and strong and true. But you'll never know how much that I love you. The sun is always rising. The day's always surprising you with something new. Here it comes, it's bold and bright and clear. But you'll never know what it took to get you here. It took a fancy rocket ship balloon to finally get a man up to the moon. But only God can get one to the earth. Let's marvel at the miracle of birth. And you'll never know what it took to get you here. And you'll never know what it took to get you here. All right now, all right. Sorry, I don't care no more. I don't scare no more. I ain't hiding from the boogeyman running round down there no more. I don't swear no more about your petty war. I ain't rooting for a team, clocking the players or counting the score. I don't stare no more at Babylon's whore. She got you licking her boots and fighting over scraps on the basement floor. I'm sorry, I don't care no more. I don't scare no more. I ain't afraid of your masquerade, 'cause I ain't there no more. About the where or what for. Man, I don't even have the time to prepare no more. I just walk in the door and I'm there for sure. No matter whatever they gonna come and ask me for. I'm sorry, I don't care no more about your penthouse floor. I'll be higher still on the rare air up where eagles soar. I'm sorry, I don't care no more. I don't scare no more. I ain't afraid of your masquerade, 'cause I ain't there no more. No more. I don't scare no more. I ain't afraid of your masquerade, 'cause I ain't there no more. Yeah. There is a fountain that flows forever upon a mountain that will not fall. There is a lifeline that will not sever, that unites us one and all. There is a love that makes the world spin, comes from above, from within. There is a fountain that flows forever from a mountain that's always been. It's always been. Yeah. Why do you weep when the world's on fire? The forest needs ashes to grow even higher. Why do you sleep on a pallet of strife? The world needs you awake to breathe new life. There is a fountain that flows forever upon a mountain that will not fall. There is a lifeline that will not sever, that unites us one and all. There is a love that makes the world spin, comes from above and from within. There it's always been. It's always been. Yeah, it's always been. Of peace and light that keeps on flowing through the darkest night. Why do you stop when the going gets tough? The path needs a guide to cut through the brush. Why do you doubt when the day turns to night? Faith needs a light. Faith needs a light. There is a fountain that flows forever upon a mountain that will not fall. There is a lifeline that will not sever, that unites us one and all. There is a love that makes the world spin, comes from above and from within. There is a fountain that flows forever upon a mountain that's always been. It's always been. Yeah, it's always been. Yeah, it's always been. It's always been. It's always been. It's always been. Yeah, it's always been. Oh my God.
You're on your own.
Bye. Thank you. It was good while it lasted. Look. Cheers. Look. Oh. Oh, it's not just a one and done. You have to pay attention. The chair is slanted. This is.
Right. And also when people are tapping.
People are tapping. It's falling. It's not. Okay. Look. Look. Here we go. Here we go. If you're gonna feel left out, yeah. Look, I'm the last person who's gonna take a job away from someone, okay? Thank you. You know, I think I say several times a day, probably to my wife, I'm currently living my dream. And hell yeah. I will say it is possible to make a living as a folk musician. Here's the punchline. If you're willing to devote 20 years to a community, eventually you will not have to do side work. I'm a living proof of it, and I am so grateful to this community, to Baltimore, the extended world. I figured out here's the other secret. Don't drive long distances. I figured out over 10 years ago, the going on tour thing just was losing a lot of money. So I just go up and down the East Coast unless someone calls me from farther afield, but it's a great life. I feel blessed. And being an independent musician, the cool thing now is it's like, we're lapping 20 years. So the Brakemen are celebrating a 20-year anniversary. And I want to thank everyone. I know there's a few people here. Thank everyone. We did a Kickstarter in order to get print up vinyl. We got vinyl of the first album we ever made. And it's humbling and amazing to sort of get to this point where you're 20 years in. And especially the Kickstarter thing. I've never done a Kickstarter before. It always sort of rubbed me the wrong way. But my wife had done one with her band and just encouraged me like, hey, I think people will want to help. So she got me on board. And it has been this thing where I sort of went from like, who am I to ask someone to be a part of my dream, to realizing, well, 20 years in, it sort of stopped being my dream a long time ago. And there are just so many people in the journey. And I think that is the magic of live music, of being a band, of being a performing musician who makes his living 100% from either playing live or what I sell out of that suitcase. I mean, streaming, as we all know, I view streaming as simply a way to sort of reach people. But this is how it's done. But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's lovely to return to the same places. I played Andy Nelson's last night, Andy Nelson's Barbecue, which is the best barbecue around. And I've played there for probably 15 of those years, every year. Again, this is the future. Unless you want to become a robot. And I know there are people racing towards that. And, there are futurists who swear that that is the answer. But my question is, when do you say no to the robot? Because if you don't say no to the robot, eventually there will be a robot inserting an IV into your arm. And, when do you say no to the robot? To me, I say, that's why I like analog. I like having the choice of a few simple buttons. And I like not having screens. I think the curse of the modern age is the screen turning everything into something visual, where you just cannot focus creatively if you are looking at a screen. I mean, and again, I think there will be a continued growth in our lifetime. As the robots get stronger, there will be people who just don't want to live the robot life. And folk musicians like John Bolton are just going to get more and more people who want to hear a guy writing songs on a guitar and a banjo, because it's going to be more and more rare. This is my pep talk to everyone here and to me and to all you fellow book lovers. We're going to keep making vinyl. We're going to keep finding a way to just, look, I don't have to sell 2 million copies. I do have to sell 300 copies because I'm picking them up. I'm driving to Cleveland to the record pressing plant on Tuesday. But, thanks to the kickstarting, I've gotten there. We are having a 20th year anniversary of Caleb Stine and the Brakemen. We recorded our first album in one day. We recorded just kind of like a lot of our heroes, that ethos of recording an album live. Everyone's playing it, no overdubs, no tricks. That's how the Beatles did their first album. That's how a lot of albums were made, you know. So we recorded 10 songs in a day, October 29th, 2005, and then proceeded to play a 4-hour show at the waterfront. In looking back at the archives, I mean, I brought out all these old boxes. So the reissue is cool in that it sort of captures Baltimore in that era and has city paper articles. And like we even included some of the ephemera of like the city paper classifieds and just a different age. But yeah, we recorded the album in a day. And to me, that was really a mark in the sand in my life in terms of making a go for this thing. I'll play a couple songs from the 20-year-old October 29th, which we will be, the whole band, the original lineup with Andy Stack included, will be at St. Luke's on the Avenue, on into the city in Hamden, very close to where we recorded the album. We'll be there October 29th, 2005. Come on out, it's gonna be a great night. It's a Wednesday night. No ticket master, none of that. It'll be $20 at the door. Love to see it. It'll be a fun time. Well, I've been up, I've been down, I've been everywhere around. Oh, looking for my girl. Searching like a diver for a pearl. Some they shine, some are small. She's the rarest one of all. Oh, where can she be? Many are the coves that line the sea. Were high, current strong. Oh, it seems so very long ago. I saw her in the sand, and then the current swept her from my hand. I've been up, I've been down, I've been everywhere around. Oh, searching for my girl, searching like a diver for a pearl, searching like a diver for a pearl. Thanks. You know, I think I'm gonna film a little of it and post it because I I've printed records twice, and the first time I got to go in a pretty in-depth tour, that was up in Brooklyn. I mean, this is the cool thing, again, about analog means it's like there's many hands in the process. So it's sort of like a quality sifter, right? As opposed to, again, screens where it's like, what are you reading? You have no idea. And in fact, at this point, a lot of what you're reading could very well have been generated just by a bunch of things thrown together in an algorithm. But in this case, I mean, there are literally machines that are like the vinyl comes in little hockey pucks and it flows down and it heats up, and then there are plates that press the vinyl, and the plates are metal, and so they have the exact groove. The metal mother. And then, what's amazing about what's happening on a record is it's literally a small little needle riding on a sound wave. And as I've heard analog described, the thing about it is a fluid line, like a paintbrush, as opposed to digital, which no matter how high the fidelity, if you zoom in close enough, somewhere the line goes. There's an off-on 1-0 element to it. This is interesting to think about. Because, obviously nature, not a lot of right angles in nature, but definitely a lot of French curves. Any other questions? This is good. This will kill some time. Dave, you got any requests? Okay, yeah. Let me think. I'll play about Bob Dylan song. I was supposed to play something for. What was I supposed to play for you? Which one? Yeah. All right, we'll start to play some songs that I did not write. Just trust me. If you're looking for a sonic experience, come over and see me to buy a $30 vinyl or a $10 compact disc. Born in the mountain many years ago, walked these hills and valleys through all the rain and snow. Seen the lightning flashing, I heard the thunder roll. I've endured. How long must one endure? Barefoot in the summer, on into the fall. Too many mouths to feed, couldn't clothe us all. Got sent to church on Sunday to learn the golden rule. I've endured. How long must one endure? And I live with the poor. I've seen many heartache and I'll see many more. I've lived, loved, and sorrowed, been to success's door. I've endured. How long must one endure? Born in the mountains 50 years ago, I walked these hills and valleys through all the rain and snow. Seen the lightning flashing, I heard the thunder roll. I've endured. How long must one Okay, good. There we go. Or did you mean? From high on the mountain to the streets of Baltimore, an angel always lit their path as they worked for something more. They came with their kettles, their fiddles and their prayers, learning everything they could and sharing what was there. From high on the mountain to the streets of Baltimore, the angels sang them lullabies and tales of love and war. You can take a trucker in a pool hall or a farmer on the eastern shore. He will make the toughest man cry and he will make them roll. And they'll be knowing her name when she walks in, shaking her hand, asking about kin, screaming for songs that their mama sang, ordering shots to ease the pain. But it all goes quiet when she hits the stage. There's a holy glow in the smoky haze. When angels sing, we know for sure, no matter how hard the times, together we will endure. To the streets of Baltimore, the angel's drawn to bars with music. She pauses at the door. You can hear the banjo of Walt Hensley, hear the Stony Mountain boys, hear a big old lady with a big old heart singing, I've endured. They'll be yelling her name when she walks in, shaking her hand, asking about kin, screaming for songs that their mama sang, ordering shots to ease the pain. But it all goes quiet when she hits the stage. There's a holy glow in the smoky haze. When angels sing, we know for sure, no matter how hard the times, together we will endure. Together we will endure. To the streets of Baltimore, an angel always lit their path as they worked for something more. In the steel mills and the factories, at the corner of a dry goods store, you can always hear a mountain tune echo through the door. wasn't built for a life like this, for the late night bar fight, drunk and hiss, for the crowd and the loud and the backstage kiss. I wasn't built for a life like this. I only wanted to play guitar. I didn't think too much, didn't plan too far, but the road led me down to every punk rock bar. I wasn't built for a life like this. This kind of life takes fuel. The first couple drinks are free, but it's burned off the fluid and the powder, and all that's burning now is me. All my friends back in my hometown get a worried look when I come around. I can see their jobs, I see their cares. I wasn't built for a life like theirs. Now my arms go numb halfway through the set. I have to look at the guitar just to hit the right fret, and the ringing in my ears helps me never forget. I wasn't built for a life like this. This kind of life takes fuel. The first couple drinks are free, but it's burned off the fluid and the powder, and all that's burning now is me. Maybe no one's built to live this way. Maybe this is the price that I gotta pay. But if I still have time, I'll find a better way. I wasn't built for a life like this. Nah, I wasn't built for a life like this. Tongues of Kings? Tony, your wish is my command. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men, what a public's told, it repeats again. And common thought is the ruler's pen. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men. See the writer sit at his hardwood desk, so removed from the whole burlesque. His words are his and meant to bash, but they're all composed in the language of cash. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men, what a public's told, it repeats again. And common thought is the ruler's pen. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men. Hear the singer lying with every song. He says, hold on, folks, hey, nothing's wrong. His latest tune about war and peace sounds exactly like a press release. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men, what a public's told, it repeats again. And common thought is the ruler's pen. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men. See the mother dote on her only child. She meets his needs till his needs run wild. He grows obese, bouncing on her knee. He'll never talk too well, but he'll always agree. From the tongues of kings to the lips of men, what a monkey's told, it repeats again. Common thought is the ruler's pen. From the tongues of kings to the lips men, from the tongues of kings to the lips of men. You're hired. You're hired. You're faster than our friend from before. I love it. You're hired. Third song without a drink. She could feel it. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I know another song Tony wants to hear. Baby, see how I've been living. Velvet curtains on the windows too. Keep the bright and unforgiving light from shining through. Baby, I remember all the things we did when we slept together and the blue behind your eyelids, baby. Sweet baby, tangerines and persimmons and sugar cane, grapes and honeydew melon, enough fit for a queen. Lemon trees don't make a sound when branches bend and fruit falls to the ground, baby. Sweet baby, chased your scent through the gloom till I found these purple flowers. I was spent, I was soon smelling you for hours. Lavender, lotus blossoms too. Water the dirt, flowers grow for you, baby. Sweet baby. Trying to enjoy all the fruits of my labor. I've been crying for you, boy, but truth is my savior. Baby, sweet baby, if it's all the same, take the glory any day over the fame, baby. Sweet baby, I've been trying to enjoy all the fruits of my labor. I've been crying for you, boy, but truth is my savior. Baby, sweet baby, if it's all the same, take the glory any day over the fame, baby. Sweet baby. Lucinda Williams. Tony likes to try to figure out what is the cutoff date for songs that I learned. You know, Lucinda is one of the more modern writers that I've put to memory, but you know, I like a lot of the old people, like Bob Dylan. Dave, let's do a Bob Dylan song. We got to do a Bob Dylan song. Here's my Mount Rushmore. Dylan, Guthrie, Hank, and Woody. It's hard to pick four, but those are my four. To sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it don't matter anyhow. When that rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window, honey, I'll be gone. Yes, you're the reason I'm traveling on. But don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use turning on your light, babe. A light I never knowed. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. Me, I'm on the dark side of the road. Still I wish there's something you might do or say to make me change my mind and stay. But we never did that kind of talking anyway. So don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you never done before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, baby. I tell you, I couldn't hear you anymore. I'm thinking and wondering all the way down the road. I once loved a woman, a child, I'm told. But I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Well, don't think twice, it's alright. Can't tell. Goodbye is too good a word, babe. So I'll just say, fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. Listen, I know we both could have done better. That's not what I mind. It's just that you wasted a lot of precious, precious time. Hey, but don't think twice, it's alright, mama. Don't think twice, it's alright. I tell you, it's alright. Uh-huh. Oh, look at this. Cheers, y'all. Thank you. Yes. Here we go. Devil. This is another one from the October 29th album. Songwriter to songwriter. The interesting thing about this song, I wrote this song when I was 20 years old, and it was an example of a song where, and this happens, and I think writers understand this, and literary writers too. Inspiration means to be breathed, and there are moments where you get a line and you're like, I don't know how that happened. Well, this one was like the whole thing. And it was, I was a 20-year-old, and I remember it was a morning. This was in Boulder, Colorado. And I thought, and this is what's funny, is I'm going to try to write a song like Woody Guthrie. And it's not really a Woody Guthrie song. I know I was just starting my adventure in learning about American folk music, but it somehow tapped some old vein, and it came out. Well, she went off and found God. I think that I found Satan. He been waiting in my mouth for a chance to jump out and turn her loving into hating. All those words, they weren't mine. I'd never stoop to that level. When she tried to resist and I used my fist, it must have been the devil. Yes, and if I was a weaker man, I'd blame this whiskey in my hand. But late at night, it's plain to see, ain't no devil, there's just me. Well, she grabbed her clothes and she grabbed the phone and she took off with the children. Now in my home, the ghosts do roam, though I try my best to kill them. I think about her fiery eyes and the meals she used to make me. Well, times are bad, but when I think of what I had, it's about enough to break me. If I was a blaming man, I blame this town, this dry land. But late at night, it's plain to see, ain't no ghost, there's just me. Well, still at times I get the mind to head off towards the border. I'd search every town, I'd hunt her down, never mind the restraining order. And when I found her, I'd take one knee and I'd ask her to forgive me. There'd be a quiver in her voice, I'd grab her and the boys and take them all home with me. Yes, and if I was half a man, I'd get right up and do that plan. But late at night, it's plain to see, ain't no man here, there's just me. Heavy song. I mean, you know. Well, that's what I'm saying about the inspiration thing. And then I did an interview today for WTMD, and it was cool. Tyler, who started as an intern 20 years, and it's this 20-year lap thing. He started as an intern and is now the program manager But we were going down memory lane, and he was talking about some songs like "Doing Time in Baltimore," which there are definitely songs that have come through. I'm sure John would say the same thing. I'm sure a lot of writers and songwriters out there will say this. There are certain songs that come through you where you're like, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly feel like it was like a ghost knocking on the door, like, "Hey, I have a story to tell." Yeah, I'll play that one. I'll play "Doing Time in Baltimore," I guess. Unless anyone else has a better idea. I spent the afternoon with a box of warm red wine, and I rounded out the evening with some ragged friends of mine. Yes, we smoked up and we toked up, oh, and nothing felt the same. Doing time in Baltimore, numbing up my brain. My woman, she don't want me, nah, she only wants my time. Brother, she don't give a damn for these rambling dreams of mine. So I woke up and we broke up, and I left behind the chain. Now I'm doing time in Baltimore, numbing up my brain. I've been sleeping down by the bridge. I serve my sentence every day. Oh, my pockets, they're empty, but my spirits, man, they're full. Won't you pass around that bottle? I will take a nice long pull. Why get dressed up to get messed up? I know I can kill the pain. Doing time in Baltimore, numbing up my brain. Well, they found me in the alley, but the rats had found me first. And a body don't last long on Green Mound and 31st. I just got caught up and I got shot up. Oh, and no one knows my name. One more, doing time in Baltimore, numbing up his brain. Yes, I was doing time in Baltimore, numbing up my brain. was a pretty good run. I made it a long, long way from home. But you can't keep running when your tank's on empty and there ain't no place left you can't go. And in the night time it gets lonely. Feels like I'm the only one who couldn't figure it out. What'd you think of me now? See the snowfall coming down like my last curtain call. And I know they all are just waiting on my final fall. So it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, until I'm ready to begin. It flows and flows and flows till I can open up and let it in. And then the rain comes like a mother's hand wiping away my tears. And the warm sun dries up all my petty fears. So it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, until I'm ready to begin. Yes, and it flows and flows and flows until I can open up and let it in. I know there was a reason why I left, but I just can't remember. They say the first thought is the best thought, but the worst thought is the one that will never leave. I got all these thoughts just buzzing around my head, licking their chops while I bleed. And in the night time it gets lonely. It feels like I'm the only one who couldn't figure it out. The only one who couldn't figure it out. What'd you think of me now, babe? It goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes, until I'm ready to begin. Yes, it always flows and flows and flows and flows till I can open up and let it in. Yes, and I know there was a reason why I left you, but I just can't remember. Yes, and I know there was a reason, but I just can't remember. Sweet baby James, we'll get there. Well, when I was a cowboy out on the western plain, had $500,000 just from swinging on the bridle reins. Yeah, when I was a cowboy on the western plain. Well, come a tie-ya, yippee, tie-ya, ya, ya, yippee, yippee, yay. A couple banks, baby, we hit a couple trains. We thought we was pretty wild till we ran into Jesse James. When I was a cowboy on the western plains. Well, come a tie-ya, yippee, tie-ya, ya, ya, yippee, yippee, tie-ya, ya, 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 ya. The coyote rambled, I heard him cry. I saw the world open up for me under that big Montana sky. I knew I had it coming out on the western plain. Yeah, welcome a tie-ya, yippee, a tie-ya, ya, ya, yippee, yippee, yay. It catches on fire, baby, and you ain't got water around, throw that trunk out the window and let the doggone shack burn down. That's how we did it when we was cowboy out there on the western plain. Well, come my tie-ya, yippee, tie-ya, ya, ya, yippee, yippee, yay. Let me tell you now, when I was a cowboy out on the western plain, I made about $500,000 just from swinging on the bridle reins. When I was a cowboy out there on the western plain. Well, come a tie-ya, yippee, tie-ya, ya, ya, yippee, yippee, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, come a tie-ya, yippee, tie-ya, ya, ya, Yes, yes. Van Morrison, 80 years old, cranking out an album a year. That is the pace I've risen up to. I'm a few years into an album a year. My average is closer to an album every 1.5 years. But I figure if there's a few years where I do 2 in a year, I can eventually catch up. But I'm telling you, these guys, Van Morrison, Willie Nelson, I think Merle Haggard was hitting the pace for a while there. There's a few of them that have literally released an album a year. And Willie's in his 80s as well. I mean, I'm getting to that point where that's the bar. All right, we had a request for another songwriter. James Taylor, not quite as prolific, but certainly incredibly prolific. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade on James Taylor. James Taylor, best of the best. Another cowboy song. Well, there is a young cowboy who lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in a saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, dreaming of summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, dreaming about women and bottles of beer, closing his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft, but it's clear, as if maybe someone might hear. Good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane? Now the 1st of December is covered with snow, and so was the turnpike from Stockridge to Boston. Lord, those Berkshires seem dreamlike on account of that frosting. With 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take to the highway, a song that they sing of their home in the sky, a song that they sing when they try to fly. You can't believe it if it helps you to sleep, but singing works just fine for me. And it's good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane? Yes, Tony. Tony, you get all the requests you want, buddy. Big pledger on Kickstarter. Thank you. All right. I got a feeling we're just going to keep playing songs for a while, Matt, right? Yeah, Matt says go for it. Any other requests? Okay. Got a loaf of bread and some Lebanon bologna for the long haul. Out to Arizona, gonna drive all night. I'm gonna drive all day, I'm gonna tour the world in this here Chevrolet. Quick on the blacktop, easy on the gravel. Have guitar, we'll travel. Have a good night, y'all. Well, I race with the trucker through half of Missouri. I stop in Oklahoma, but I'm kinda in a hurry. I pick up the drummer in Santa Fe and the bass player's there when we roll up to play. It's fun just to watch the story unravel. Have guitar, we'll travel. I don't need much, I'm just glad to be alive. The name of the game, boys, is drive, drive, drive. Folks need music, well, we on the way. No time to sound check, just plug and play. Neon lights tell me where I need to be. It's a 12-bar blues, let's try it in E. 12 bars later, I'm in Tennessee. The doorways change, but it's all the same key. Just make them smile, then you're back in the saddle. Have guitar, we'll travel. On the highway ahead, it's pumping through the clouds, man, it's round and red. Morning fog rolling through the fields, and the interstate's pumping out automobiles. The road is a river, this here's my paddle. Have guitar, we'll travel. Don't need much, I'm just glad to be alive. The name of the game, boys, is drive, drive, drive. Folks need music, well, we on the way. No time to sound check, just plug and play. I'd like some mustard for my bologna sandwich, so I stop at a market. I order in Spanish, then it's hasta luego. I'll see you next time. I got a toca la guitarra on down the line. I don't need no fame, I don't need no razzle dazzle. Have guitar, we'll travel. Oh man, I'm getting pulled over. Well, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I never meant nothing wrong. I just tried to catch life inside of a song. Yes, and if I'm guilty of anything, I guess I never registered this old six string. Just tell the jury when you bang the gavel. Have guitar, have guitar, have guitar, we'll travel, yeah. The road is a river, and this here's my paddle. The road is a river, and this here's my paddle. This here's my paddle. Have guitar, we'll travel. carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I'm sometimes up, I'm sometimes down. Sometimes I feel all alone, but I know my soul is heaven bound. Jesus gonna carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, just make yourself at home. Tell all my friends I'm coming soon. Tell them it won't be long. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me. Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. It was a band of angels swooping down for me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh when the stars refuse to shine, oh when the stars refuse to shine, how I want to be in that number, Lord. Saints go marching in. Whoa, if you get there before I do, just make yourself at home and tell all my buddies I'm coming soon. Tell them it won't be long. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Coming for to carry me home. Coming for to carry me home. working and waiting for the night to come. Working and waiting like you're the only one. And you're waiting for her, waiting for her, waiting for a miracle. Somewhere out there is a land that's cool, where peace and balance are the rule. Working for the future like it's some kind of mystic jewel. You're waiting for her, waiting for her, waiting for a miracle. Rub the palm of your hand on the grimy pane in the hopes that you can see. Stand up tall, pretend you're strong in the hopes you can be. For the ones that cry, for the ones that die, trying to set the angels in us free. And we're waiting for her, waiting for her, waiting for a miracle. Rub the palm of your hand on the grimy pane in the hopes that you can see. Stand up tall, pretend you're strong in the hopes that you can be. For the ones that cry, for the ones that die, trying to set the angel in us free. And we're waiting for her, waiting for her, waiting for a miracle. Scuffle for a nickel, struggle for that dime. Forget about your past, leave your worries behind. How come the future has to take such a long, long time when we're waiting for her, waiting for her, waiting for a miracle? When you're waiting for her, waiting for a, waiting for a miracle. When you're waiting for a, waiting for a, waiting for a miracle. summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere. I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a living out of reading people's faces, knowing what their cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I will give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle. He drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet. His face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done." 'Cause every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. And every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. The best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he leaned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. And in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. And you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. And you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. And you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Okay, look, I would never make anyone sing along. I will, however, strongly encourage Almost Heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountain, flowing like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, all her memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue waters, dark and dusty, painted in the sky. A misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, I hear your voice in the morning now, she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have come home yesterday. Yesterday, country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, oh take me home. Country road. Well, life on the farm is kinda laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't have. Early to rise, early in the set, and thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on a farm. The days are all filled with an easy country charm, and thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, pull out the fiddle and I'm rousing up the bow. Kids are asleep, so I keep it kinda low. And thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, I play Sally Goodman all day if I could, but the Lord and my wife wouldn't take it very good. So I fiddle when I can and I work when I should. And thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Woo! Well, I never traded my life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. Had my fiddle and my farming tools, and thank God I'm a country boy. Yes, city folk driving in a back limousine. A lot of sad people thinking that's a mighty keen. Well, son, let me tell you now exactly what I mean. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Woo! Well, my fiddle was my daddy till the day he died. When he took me by the hand, held me close to his side, said, live a good life, play my fiddle with pride, and thank God you're a country boy. Yeah, daddy taught me young how to hunt and how to whittle. He taught me how to fish and play a tune on the fiddle. Taught me how to love and how to give just a little. And thank God you're a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank you, Backwater Books, Patapsco Literary Festival. Enjoy your night, and thank God I'm a country boy. I was standing at my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Say, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Hey, Undertaker, Undertaker, won't you please take this one slow for that lady you are taking? How I hate to see her go. Say, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? Where the bitter home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, was behind her. I tried to hold up and act brave, but I could not hide my sorrow when they laid her into the grave. Say, will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by, there's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Say, will the circle be unbroken? By and by, Lord, by and by, there's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Change your mind about leaving this old cowboy behind. Won't you bring it to me? Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I laughed when you left. Now I know I only hurt myself. So won't you bring it to me? Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll give you money, jewelry too, baby. That ain't all, I would give it to you. Won't you bring it to me? Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me, yeah. Let's hear it for the first ever Patapsco Literary Festival. Let's hear it for all you well-read people out there. Thank you for coming out tonight. All kinds of shows coming up. Hope to see you October 29th, St. Luke's in the city, down in Hamden. I know I'll always be your slave till I'm buried 6 feet in my grave. Won't you bring it to me? Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me hear you say yeah, 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 yeah. To me, bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. And bring me a paperback, baby, so I can have something to read. Thanks a lot. Thank you.